Rabbi Simcha Weiser and his wife, Betty, Alea Hashalom, moved to San Diego in August 1981. They came with their 2 infant children, committed to one idea: make San Diego into a great city in which they and all others can raise inspired Jewish children.
One of the things that impressed me right away with Rabbi Weiser was his bitachon, his trust in God. He says to me, yeah, don't worry, I'll make changes, I'll do this, I'll do that. And they were waiting to see what was he going to do. Rabbi Weiser acted upon what he said.
One of my fondest memories was in 1981. Rabbi Weiser walked into my junior high school class, which was 9th graders. I was beginning to introduce them to an area of grammar called noun clauses, when he asked me to go downstairs to have my picture taken with my 3rd grade students, and was stunned to watch Rabbi Weiser dancing across the floor, happily demonstrating with diagramming noun clauses.
Rabbi Weiser appreciates every perspective and person that comes to interact with him. And every single time, he truly tried to understand where that person was coming from. And that's something that he does always.
When I went to interview for Beis Yaakov LA with Rabbi Burstein, he asked me, so what is a standout thing from Swell San Diego Hebrew Day School? What was your favorite part? Right away I said, well, we had Mrs. Betty Weiser as our teacher, and I don't know if I'll ever have even a better one here.
Mrs. Weiser definitely was my favorite teacher, hands down. She was an example and a role model, and it was very important what she taught, but also, how she lived her life.
She had a clarity of vision that I cannot see in most people. What it means to be a Jewish woman, that there's a reason for me sharing this with the next generation.
I think of her all the time. My entire Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur davening, she's in my head because she gave me that foundation.
Together with Betty Weiser, Rabbi Weiser has formed a school which is beyond description of any other day school because of the unique ability of Rabbi Weiser to shape a school which is magnetic. They were magnets to conversations which led to learning, to experiences which led to growth and more learning.
We were united together working for the future of Yiddishkeit. It wasn't what's best for the shul or what's best for the school. It was always what's best for the community.
I still have my journal. It's, worn because I actually read it. This is her response on one entry of mine. 2 full pages.
Her Judaic studies classes for girls were so powerful and so loved by her students that it was very common for their mothers to come at first just to sit and see what their daughters were talking about.
I sat in the class for 4 years. 2 years with each of our girls.
Mrs. Weiser really taught me what being passionate about Yiddishkeit means. I'll never forget the powerful tone that she taught in. That was full of conviction and full of awe at the beauty and splendor of Hashem's world. She really wanted us to live the ideas that she taught.
She had goals for her students and pushed them as far and as much as she could to get the potential out of them.
It was motivating for me to know that my daughter would have Mrs. Weiser, for her to instill the same love of Judaism and of learning and excitement. I remember Sari would be so excited after Hanukkah. Mrs. Weiser picked special gifts for the girls.
Shlomo HaMelech tells us, Chachmas Nashim Bansa Beisa, that the wisdom of a woman builds a house. But what I feel about Betty is that she built many homes, and she not only built homes, she built a community.
Each one of us is part of a puzzle. And it's our responsibility to always make sure that our piece of the puzzle, it will be connected the right way. So the next generation will have a place together. This is the nation of Am Yisrael.
I learned that very early on in life because I went from a public school kindergarten to a day school. And that set my trajectory in life for how I was going to proceed. and I have never regretted it.
I moved to San Diego when I was very young, and Betty Weiser was always a role model for me and somebody to look up to and someone to aspire to. Her impact on my life personally, I will take with me, I think, forever.
Her impact on my life goes far beyond the classroom. I will always be grateful for the privilege and the honor of getting to learn from her. Even now, as I continue my high school journey in Israel, I carry with me the lessons and values that Mrs. Weiser taught me.
People often comment to me how assertive and how confident the Orthodox women are in our community. What about on the social level? What about on the level of self-confidence? To measure themselves against standards that they find more meaningful and more internally based.
It pushed me to think deeper. I think that ability to think so deeply about Jewish concepts, it was built in me from that, and that is still such a big part of my Yiddishkeit today.
Mrs. Weiser was like my own private personal counselor. I always received practical advice, and I valued her opinion enormously. It was straight up, honest, and always what I needed.
Rabbi Weiser leads with a vision in mind. He knows what he wants for San Diego Hebrew Day School, the students that are there, the families that are part of the community, and it really is a community to him.
In the last entry that I wrote in my journal, I thanked her for the past 3 years, and she wrote, "I'm very honored and grateful that I could be a link in your foundation. I have the satisfaction of knowing that I poured myself into every hashkafa and that now you have a firm launching pad from which to grow."
And to be the best people that you can be, so that at the end you could say to yourself, job well done, Betty, job well done.
אשר נתת